Did you know that nearly 9 out of 10 streamers will quit by their second year of streaming? I was one of them. And if you're watching this, chances are that you've thought about quitting streaming multiple times. But, and this is a big but, this tiny book called The Dip by Seth Godin saved me from hitting end stream permanently. It showed me how to survive the slump, stop chasing the wrong stuff, and after reading it, I applied what I learned and I finally hit Twitch partner. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the surprising advice that stopped me from quitting and how you can tell if it's really the time to push through or walk away. Guys, the dip is real, but it's a sign you're close. See, whenever you start something new, you're full of energy and momentum, but inevitably, there's this moment when the growth flatlines. The chat slows down, the followers stop coming, your viewership declines. That's the dip. And Godin describes it as the long, tough slog between starting something and truly mastering it. Most people will quit in the dip, not because they're bad, but because nobody warned them how tough it would get. When I hit my dip, I made a deal with myself. I'd either hit Twitch partner or I would quit entirely. I was streaming consistently, obsessing over every metric. I pushed myself harder than ever, but no matter what I did, I could not break past the 75 average concurrent viewers. I started to wonder if I'd missed my shot. Maybe it was time for me to hang it up. But in the book, Godin wrote, "The dip is your audition for greatness." He compares it to organic chemistry in pre-med, a notoriously tough course designed to filter out students. Passing it proves you're serious, that you have what it takes to become a doctor. The dip isn't there to stop you. It's there to identify who truly wants it. And here's what I want you to remember. Feeling stuck doesn't mean you're failing. Usually, it means you're entering the dip. And pushing through this moment is exactly what separates the pros from the dabblers. But pushing through doesn't mean doing everything. In fact, the next thing the dip taught me was exactly what to quit and how to quit fast. Godin says, winners quit all the time. They just quit the right stuff at the right time. And when I tell you that line rearranged my brain, phew, because a goal isn't to be stubborn, it's to be selective. Most people quit reactively when they're exhausted or scared, but smart creators decide ahead of time what's worth quitting before they're emotionally drained. So how do you do this? By setting clear boundaries up front. For example, if I don't see X traction by a specific date, I'll stop doing Y. For me, I gave myself 90 days. I stopped everything else and focused on that 75 ACCV, and I told myself if I couldn't make partner in 90 days, I wasn't ready and I would stop back from streaming. I gave myself permission to quit. I buckled up and I prepared to ride through the dip. And here's the critical distinction that Godin makes. He says, never quit something with great long-term potential just because you're struggling with temporary stress. So remember, a dip is a temporary struggle that leads somewhere worthwhile, while a cul-de-sac is a dead end with no potential for meaningful growth, no matter how hard you push. The key is honesty here. Ask yourself, does this struggle have real meaningful upside for me? Do you really want streaming to be your full-time gig? And are you willing to wade through the muck? Or are you happy having streaming be a hobby that you can use as an outlet without needing viewers and followers and money and all that stuff to make it feel rewarding? So if you're in a dip, push through intentionally. And if you're stuck in a cul-de-sac, quit quickly and redirect your energy. Now here's the twist in the book that sealed it for me. The dip doesn't just test you, it creates your value. The dip is what makes being great mean something. If everyone could live stream a few times and suddenly have hundreds of thousands of viewers, then no one would value the streamers who put in the hours. If it was easy, they'd call it your mom. I'm sorry, that was just too easy for me to pass up. When I was struggling, it felt like everyone else was just passing me by. But over time, I started noticing something. The streamers who kept showing up, they built tight-knit followings. The ones who made it through the dip were the ones getting noticed and making moves because they weren't just visible, they were rare. Godin says, what's at the end of the dip is something only a few people will get to experience. And that's what makes it worth it. So here's what to remember. The dip creates scarcity. Scarcity creates value. Your consistency is what earns you a seat at the table. So every awkward stream and empty chat and every meh day, it's all adding up. Now that you get the dip, don't just survive it, grow through it. Watch my next video with 19 easy Twitch tips that actually work so you're not just streaming, you're leveling up.